The pit trap. You know, it doesn't get enough love. The pit trap. What's up, nerds? It's your boy walking to that place that gives me food in exchange for money. We haven't done a DM tip in a while. And I was thinking, oh, what can we talk about today? And I was thinking, pit traps. Pit traps really don't get much love, But from an historical context, pit traps are the trap that exists in D&D that's most likely existed in the real world. We know pit traps existed in various forms. Even till this day, people use the idea of digging a hole in the ground and covering it to catch animals, or maybe even people. I know. I mean, it's a simple idea. It makes the most sense of any ridiculous trap. It doesn't require any complex Rube Goldberg series of levers and interactiveness. It just requires somebody with enough time to dig a pit and cover it with something. Or you don't even have to cover it. You can just leave the pit in the open. And there's just the potential for shenanigans that just, encountering a pit in the ground could make for a party is worth it. It's simple, it's easy, it's open-ended. There's 100 different ways you could spruce it up, but I guess we're just more inclined to want to make Indiana Jones levels of complex interactive traps to perplex our players. But really, do we need to? I mean, first off, there is very little historical content to back up the traps that we see in movies. I mean, traps exist. There were traps in the pyramids, or traps in other places, but usually traps are simple. And they can only, at most resemble the technology that's available at the time. So as cool as the bowling ball of doom is, it's a lot of work to go into building something that maybe will get used possibly once. Nope, nothing here. On the other hand, pit, easy. And there's varieties of pit. You could just have a covered pit and hope they don't spot it. And even if they do spot it, okay, now what do you do? Do you go back? Do you find a way to get around the pit? Do you set the pit off? How do you climb over the pit? Do you good afternoon. Hi, dog. Do you build a bridge over the pit? Do you climb to the bottom and then climb out of the top the other side? Do you climb along the walls? I mean, do you climb along the ceiling? Do you construct this complex series of pulleys and a rope and crossbows, and do you get everybody across? One pit could take 20, 30, 40 minutes of game time as they just try and figure out the best way to circumvent it. And then once they start circumventing it and the dice get rolling, there's that chance that still someone's gonna fall down that pit, even though it's obviously there. So, and how do you set off the pit? Once you've spotted the pit, you wanna, activate it to see how far it goes and make sure nobody else falls in it, or you wanna, because that's, I think, how you disarm a pit trap is just to set it off, right? You can't make the pit go away, but if you show everybody where the pit is, it's not concealed anymore. They hopefully walk around it. You could even camp in the pit overnight if you needed a safe place for the party to camp. You can hide things in the pit. Just put the staff of dead bards in the pit. We should be able to cross over it, Now, what I did when I was playing my rogue is I would have bags filled with stuff, sand, copper coins, whatever, and I would throw them on the pit to set it off. And that way then I would then know where the pit is, and everybody else could walk around it or whatever, and then there'd be a bag of rocks or whatever, and I'd be like, I wonder if this is going to catch anybody, if the party was carrying a few extra 1,000 copper pieces that we didn't need, and just throw a bag full of copper pieces, set up the trap. Oh no, that's 100 less copper pieces we'll never use. So yeah, and then add to that the infinite variety of things you could put in the pit. I could probably do a whole pit trap product, just nothing but variety of pit traps. You know, does the pit trap have a monster at the bottom? Does the pit trap have spikes or broken glass or water or acid at the bottom? Does the pit trap have a secret door in it? Is the pit trap actually a monster? Does it have spikes? Does it actually trigger another trap? Is it magical? Is it alive? Are there ways around it? Are there ways through it? How do you get around it? Can we climb over it? Do we have to go back? Do the wandering monsters know about the pit trap? Maybe they use the pit trap to throw trash in, and the pit trap's like half full with stuff the monsters have just been tossing away. You know, dead bodies, some half-eaten food, scrap paper. Just it's a garbage chute. Yeah, I think we should use pit traps more often because they're easy to build, they're realistic, and they come in so many varieties that you could literally no two are the same or no two are similar. You know, even a 10-foot deep pit with spikes on the bottom can perplex a group of players for 10-20 minutes, so it's worth it. And then if you cover that pit trap, that's maybe another 5 minutes. And then if you like put something in the pit trap or hint that the pit trap has more going on than just it, you know, and then it's like, why is this pit trap here? What are they trying to capture? What are they trying to protect this from? Maybe the monsters know about it. Maybe the monsters don't know about it. And you could use the pit trap to do some battlefield maintenance and have them chase you, and then you jump over the pit trap and they fall in the pit trap. And it's not like you can move it unless you're like a really powerful wizard. Then you can maybe move it. Other than that, yeah. And then once you move it, there's still a pit in the ground. Unless you can find enough rocks and trash and dead bodies to fill it. So yeah, let's give some love to the pit trap. The next time you're designing an adventure, whether it be a wilderness adventure, dungeon adventure, city adventure, throw in a pit trap. Throw in 2 pit traps. Keep the things active. Make your pit traps unique. Give them personality. What are your pit traps and how are they different from my pit traps? Post some suggested pit traps down below. There's my DM tip for the day. Give the pit trap some love. Have your goblins dig a 10 by 10 pit trap and then just see how the player characters take that simple thing and make it 1,000 times worse and more dangerous than you ever intended it to be. Yeah, and then try and get them to figure out, okay, well, how are you going to set it off? You know, what are you going to use that's enough weight to set it off? How do you disarm it? Random power up. Yeah, there you go. That's all I got for today. I'll talk to you later. I'm the OG GM. If you appreciate these DM tips, check out my merchandise available on Big Geek Emporium, which features many of the ideas that I discussed with you guys, available for you to purchase for only $2 on Big Geeks Emporium. It's a great way to support me. You know, each one is only like 10 to 12 pages of brand new D20 content. I've got 12 up so far, plus 4 levels of my Dungeon 23 dungeon. And soon I'll have some new stuff coming up later today or tomorrow. So yeah, it's a great way to support me, and you can see all the pit traps I just talked about in either a product that's already there or an upcoming product. I'm not sure. Talk to you soon.